Hello students, today we are going to study from the book First Flight, chapter number 2, A Long Walk to Freedom. Long Walk to Freedom is written by Nelson Mandela. It's an autobiography of Nelson Mandela, who was the former South African president. This chapter is the extract from the Long Walk to Freedom book. So basically in this part of chapter, it includes the description of the inauguration ceremony and citation from his speech about his journey to being a freedom fighter. It says about the other countless people who fought for their freedom in South Africa. A brutal practice named apartheid was very popular in those days. It referred to the discrimination between people on the basis of their race and color. It was one of the most brutal societies in which dark-skinned people were deprived of their basic rights. This lesson gives us an overview of the struggles of Mandela for making the society with no discrimination on the basis of their color, caste, race, age, or gender. Now I am explaining the chapter. The autobiography, A Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela, is all about the struggle of freedom of South Africa. On May 10, 1994, Nelson Mandela has taken the vow as the first Black president of South Africa, and therefore it was becoming a newborn democratic country. Nelson Mandela took the oath as the first Black president. Many dignitaries from different countries had come to be part of the most significant day. In his speech, Mandela thanked all those dignitaries. Mandela assured his countrymen that his country would never ever experience the same suppression of one by another. Democracy had been established in South Africa, and as a result, a government of no discrimination was established. The people of South Africa sang two national anthems as a symbol of that day. Mandela recalled that the reason for this movement was that black skinned people were exploited by the white people. He said that this type of suppression of people of South Africa is the origin of many stars. People must learn to hate first, because if they hate, then they can be taught to love, as love comes from the opposite circumstances. He also says that a brave man is not that who does not feel afraid, but who conquers it. In life, a man has two major obligations. First, towards his family, to his parents, to his wife, and to his children. And second, on the other hand, obligation towards his country, people, and community. Everyone fulfills his duty as per his inclination and interest, but it was very tough to fulfill in a country like South Africa. When Mandela became an adult, then he understood that his freedom was only an illusion. In fact, he was the slave of exploitation. He also understood that not only he was a slave, but his other family members were also. According to him, freedom is also mandatory for them who were suppressing others in the past. They also have the right to have it, because nature of others' freedom is a prisoner of the same. Thus, the oppressor is a much as much as a prisoner as the oppressed. The oppressor too is not free. The brave man is not the one who does not feel afraid, but he is one who conquers that fear. Mandela said that every man has his duties toward his country and communities. He also remembered all the great leaders and fighters who fought with him for the freedom of South African people. At last, he says, the brave man is not the one who does not feel afraid, but he is the one who conquers that fear. Mandela said that every man has his duties towards his country and community too. And by this, I am concluding the chapter that Mandela said No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they had learned to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human hearts than its opposite. So basically, this chapter is about the speech of Nelson Mandela on his oath taking ceremony. Now, some word meanings for difficult words. Please note down this, and I hope that you understood the meaning of the chapter. Thank you.